Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be making basically everybody's favorite. But before I get into what I'm making, I want to show you guys the gift that I bought. And I bought this because I think it'll be easier when I am doing cooking on the stove. You guys can see it a little bit better. So what I bought was a countertop skillet. And the reason for this countertop skillet is so that you guys can, or a burner, and so you guys can kind of see, and I've already taken it out the box, what I'm cooking, because I won't put my camera over the stove because I don't want my phone or my camera or whatever I'm using to fall in there. So I got this one so it can make it easier, and I will definitely be using it a lot today in this video. So if you've been following my new Instagram page, now I made a whole new page. It'll be all just food, and I won't take my pictures on and off. And it is called Chef Nikki Lu. So on my main Instagram page, Nikki Luciano, in the bio, you can find the link to that page. And I gave you guys a couple hints. And today, if you haven't figured it out, I'm going to be making banana pudding. So let's just get right into this video, and I'll show you guys how to make everything from scratch. Ready? Let's go. Okay, you guys, I have everything ready for our banana pudding. And as you can see, the little skillet that I told you I bought for the countertop so you guys can see how I cook everything is heating up. It's on medium to low heat. And let me tell you, the heat coming from it, it is very, very hot. So you really have to be careful what you have around it. And I won't keep it on that long, but since I am making banana pudding from scratch, I wanted you guys to see how to make it on the stove, and I didn't want to move my camera. So with that being said, make sure the bottom of your pot that you're going to be using is dry. And before I put it on the heat, I'm going to start by putting the 1.5 cup of sugar in the pot. And then you only need like 1/3, 1/4 cup of the flour. And then you can go ahead and put it on there. And I'm going to use a whisk to break down the sugar and the flour together. I hope you guys can see this okay. And then I'm gonna add 2 cups of milk. So with the 2 cups of milk, normally people use a double boiler to make this sort of dish, but I don't have a double boiler, so I'm going to be doing everything like literally by hand, which means the stirring of this and everything is going to take a while. So I am going to stir this until it thickens, and then when it thickens, then we'll be ready to add the rest of the ingredients to it. Okay, you guys, so now that the milk and the flour and sugar mixture has thickened, as you can see, it's really thick, but you still have a couple more ingredients to add. So I took it off of the heat so that I can add the other ingredients. So I'm going to move this to the side. And the other ingredients that I'm going to add, first I'm going to show you guys how to temper your eggs, your egg yolk. So what I did was, you probably can't tell, but what I did was I took 3 eggs and I removed them from the yolk. You don't want the yolk in there. You just literally want or you want the yolk, I'm sorry, you don't want the egg whites. So the whites of the eggs, I separated them, and I can do another video to show you guys how to separate them. So you literally just want the yolks, and they're cold already. So what you do is you take some of your egg mixture and you put it inside, or some of your pudding mixture, and you put it inside there, and you start to stir it up a little bit. Put a little more. And this is how to warm them up before you put them in there. And then you just take a little bit more. And that way it warms your eggs up, just about 3 spoonfuls of them. And then you put this back on low, and then you drop your egg mixture inside. So, and I'm going to leave this here so that when it needs to cool, and then you just need a dash of salt. And then you go back to mixing while it's on low heat. So you go back to mixing because it still has to get really thick. So while that's mixing, I'm also going to add my teaspoon of vanilla, and then I'm going to add, you got to keep mixing because you don't want your eggs to turn into scrambled eggs while they're in there. So that's why you got to make sure that the heat is the right temperature while you're mixing. And then you can add your butter. So go ahead and add my butter. So right now I am still stirring until the rest of this gets thickened, but as you can see that all the ingredients that we use, it gives it like a off yellow type of color, and that will be the pudding taste to it. Now everybody does it differently. This is how I'm doing it from scratch, and it does take a while when you don't have a double boiler. So I just like sit here and just kind of, and every time the heat starts to rise, as you can see as it's bubbling, I just kind of pull it off the heat so that it doesn't overflow. So this is about almost thickened up to where I want it, but I'm gonna keep pulling it off the heat so that way it doesn't overflow, because I have definitely had that happen before. So once this just, you got to keep turning it or keep mixing it, or it will definitely give you scrambled eggs in the bottom, like with the egg mixtures and everything else. So you really want it to be like this thick, but you still want it to be kind of runny also. So this is about done, and then I'm going to take this off the heat and let it sit here to kind of cool down a little bit. Me, you like more cookies, less bananas. I like bananas, but not as much. But I definitely like to do, again, more cookies, less bananas. And I don't like chunks of banana. I just like a little hint of it. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to slice these bananas super thin, and then we're gonna layer. So I cut off the ends, and then I'm gonna slice these really thin. Like, you see how thin these are? That much. Everybody does it different. This is just how I like my banana pudding because of the fact that I don't like chunks of banana in it. I'm gonna start putting this banana pudding together. So first things first, I am going to open up the vanilla wafers, and you start to layer it almost like a lasagna. So I'm going to start doing a little layer, and of course I always have to have one. So good. And drop them on the floor. So I'm going to start by putting some down at the bottom. You always want to have a good layer at the bottom. Now I'm going to take some of those bananas and I'm going to put them in there. And then once you get a little layer at the bottom, you want to take some of your mixture. It's really hot still. And you just want to pour it in there. And then the next layer. More cookies. And then more bananas. And then more mixture. And then the rest of the cookies. I always like the crumble in there too. That's always really good. And then bananas. And then the rest of your mixture. Sometimes after it's been sitting, it will need another little whisk. And then you just put the rest in there. You might not need it all. For the pan that I use, I don't need it all, but I would love to get my cookies completely covered, because then I'm going to add the whipped topping on the top. So like Cool Whip a lot. So I just got some of the with topping. And I don't put mine in the oven to brown it either. I just kind of leave it as is because it is literally good. And I'm just going to take a spoon. And I'm going to take basically all of it and put it right on the top because it's going to go in the refrigerator anyways. But like I said, you can always just take this and put it in the oven to brown the top of it if you like. It depends on what you like. So I'm going to cover this whole thing up like this, even the sides and the corners. Cover it up. This is like the fat girl in me that just wants to eat whipped cream. So, and then people do like a little design or whatever with their spoon. And then, of course, clean the sides. So good. This is how it looks. I can't really show you guys a full view. I will take a picture of it, but that's pretty much how I make banana pudding. Everybody makes it differently. I am no expert. I just personally like the way I make it. So with that being said, I'm going to put foil on top of this and it is going to go in the refrigerator. And later on tonight, it'll be ready to eat. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know you guys can't like see me a whole lot. Hi. But I appreciate you guys for watching this video. And please let me know, comment, subscribe, give me your feedback, and let me know how it went. Thanks. Talk to you later.